point affair. A huge win for them in the NFC West. And what a game, what a night for them here. Thursday night, Russell Wilson, he's actually going to be joining the set in just a little bit. So we'll get to talk to him, everybody. But these fans sticking around here, so happy that they got to see what was an amazing game. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Colleen Wolfe alongside Steve Smith Sr.
Who picked the Seahawks?
Joe Thomas and Michael.
About what Russell Wilson did is when he scrambled, he always kept his eyes down the field. He never looked at the rush. A lot of times when you're getting peppered, the way they were getting peppered at times with Aaron Donald, you start to look at the rush. He didn't. He kept his eyes down the field. Yep. He was always moving the ball down the field, which kept him alive. And it was a fantastic game plan called, but better execution by Russell Wilson and company.
We talked about Russell Wilson's decision-making and how that oftentimes is the difference. And how many times did we see it tonight where Russell would see that nothing was open initially, and he saw that there was an ability for him to get out of the pocket, and then he always made the correct decision, whether it be throw the football down the field like we saw with Tyler Lockett, which was, by the way, one of the most incredible throw and catches that I've ever seen in my entire life. Eric Weddle on the cover couldn't have been any better, somehow rolling to his left. He hits Tyler Lockett in the back of the end zone, but it was just that decision-making constantly. He was almost flawless in the decisions on when to run and then when to throw when he was on the run, and it made a difference, and it made it so difficult for that Rams defense to get a beat on him, even though Aaron Donald was in the backfield the entire night.
Yeah, and this is a quarterback who isn't often included, whether it's wrong or right, in the best quarterbacks in the league.
And he should be.
It's wrong.
And he absolutely should be.
Especially after what we saw on tonight's big stage on Thursday night.
Well, what we always look at are yards thrown and touchdown passes thrown and everything when we talk about the best quarterbacks. And the reality is Russell Wilson does those things, but he really does so much more, and he does a lot of things that we don't count and we need to put in.
So, Steve, is it Brady, Mahomes, Russell Wilson? Or where do you put Wilson in the quarterback tier right now?
He's in the top tier. I'm only in my third year of being an analyst, so I'm not going to put my foot in them.
How many years do you need before you can go out on a limb and make some analysis about who's the best quarterback?
2 more years.
5 years. We better sign him up for another 2 years so we can get that analysis.
The one thing that was really impressive, if you go back on the pitch play that Russell Wilson pitches the ball, and instead of blocking, what does he do? Protects himself.
He slides without the football.
I'm not sure
I've ever seen that, but I loved it. Because that's savvy.
It was just a smart, savvy play that some people would see as selfish, or what is he doing? He's living for another day and just playing smart football. You don't really see that too often in a game like this with all this energy, everything going on. Sometimes you'll do some things that you go, oh, I got caught up in the moment. Right. He always stayed calm and collective. And it's beautiful to watch. You know what it's like? Watching Russell Wilson play quarterback is like driving in the car with your wife and playing some old jazz.
Oh.
Just cruising. Just nice.
Little David Brubeck?
Okay.
If I had some hair, let my hair blow.
Let's get back to football here. Let's get this back to football.
Just saying that he just
cruising.
It's getting romantic here.
I will take Russell Wilson with it. I don't care. I love Tom Brady.
Who's driving the car?
Love Patrick Mahomes. I would take Russell Wilson anytime. I mean, there's no drive. You give me Tom, you give me Mahomes, or you give me Russell, and I'm happy with it.
Well, that was the conversation we were having when we were watching this game. We were saying, has anybody done more with less throughout their career? Because we talk about Patrick Mahomes and how he's throwing the football and breaking all these records, and he was the MVP last year. He's great, no doubt. But he's doing it with an incredible cast of characters around him. Russell Wilson, throughout his career, has not had the caliber of receivers that Patrick Mahomes is playing with. But Russell Wilson continues to have great success, continues to will this team to victory in any manner that is necessary, whether it be running the football, whether it be throwing it 40 times, or tonight he threw it 23 times. It felt like more, but it was because of the number of times he dropped back and made good decisions with that football.
Right, he lost his number one guy in Doug Baldwin. He's no longer here. And you think, oh man, this thing is going to drop off.
This is the best start to his career.
And he keeps it going. And as you just said, he's having one of the best career year of his career.
Tyler Lockett.
It's phenomenal.
I'll say it right here, right now. He's going to have 1,000 yards this year.
He's a baller, but here's the other thing, too. They haven't had a top-tier wide receiver in the way we're talking. Doug Baldwin is a great wide receiver, but they have never really try to get one like that.
They don't need it when you have Russell.
That's my
You
point.
can build those other pieces, and that's why he's the ultimate team guy, because he's so good. He makes that offense so great that you can spend money on pieces on defense and pieces elsewhere. You don't have to just give him those toys at receiver in order to see the best version of Russell Wilson.
And not only that, we saw a really balanced attack, too. They ran the ball for 170 yards on the ground. Chris Carson, over 100 rushing yards. It felt like Russell Wilson had a lot of those rushing yards because of the plays that he made. He only had 33 of those 170. So just watching the way that they were able to this game plan was great out here.
Not only balance rushing the football to passing the football, but the number of different receivers that got their hands on the football. There was 8 different pass catchers out there tonight. The number 1 pass catcher was Will Dissly and Tyler Lockett with 4 catches.